Hey, what's going on? We back with, what is this, the 4th episode of Black Gold Radio.
Yes, sir.
It's, you got me, SOP, and my boy Blake Rob in here, and we got a special
that
guest.
nigga try to make that shit sound hard.
Yeah. B-Rob, that's what I got you in my phone as.
Hit me up at Blizzy_Rogers on Twitter. You call me Blizzy.
Let's get it. And then we got a special guest today, one of my favorite producer from Flint, actually.
The champion.
As far as engineering goes, this nigga will give you the best sound that you can possibly get around this motherfucker, and people don't give him his credit like they should. My dog, D Golden. What's happening?
What's going on, big dog? Appreciate y'all for having me out today. You know?
Yeah, man. So
I gotta go. I do this with everybody, but obviously y'all done known each other a long time, so you gotta take me back. How did y'all meet?
Man, I think we met through Bree. I was actually, me and Bree was writing no, I'm talking about C Bree the lyricist. This is what I'm talking about. She was writing me and her was doing a project together. This is what, like 2017, I think. And yeah, it's been a minute ago. Now I think about it. But yeah, we was doing a project that never ended up getting finished, but we was writing, and she started, I think D Steel ended up coming one night. And this was before I met D Steel too. And she was telling me like, yeah, D Steel came and picked me up in the middle of the night. And I knew that was crazy because Bree didn't never want to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? She was always talking, I want to go to the studio, but she make an excuse. One of the most talented motherfuckers that I know too. But yeah, she told me that a chick named D Steel had picked her up in the middle of the night and just took her and her kids to the studio. And I'm like, what studio did you go to? And who the fuck is D Steel?
Taking shit.
Yeah, for real, bro. And I'm like, who the fuck is D Steel? And how did she get you to get out the house with your kids and take you to whose studio? And she was like, we was with the Champions. And bro, she kept saying the Champions. Like from that day forward, I kept hearing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is the Champions? And then I think I just hit no. You know what? I sent D Golden. She told me about D Golden, and I sent you some records. I think I hit you up and sent you some records, and then I think that's how it happened, bro.
Yeah, I popped back like, this shit fire, and I just remember playing it for other people. Like, I remember being in South by Southwest with some people, a couple of artists, and they was actually from Flint. And I'm like, what y'all think about this dude? And I didn't tell them where he was from or nothing. I just played the song. I didn't remember what record it was either, but it was like they heard the same shit that I heard, so it was like, okay, that makes sense moving forward to definitely try to build a connection with artists that when you hear them, you could become a fan of them. So that kind of pushed me to be like, all right, bro, we gotta get in some work. Like everybody saying, that shit came together.
Yeah. And we ended up, I think the first record we did was Pulling Up. I think that was the first official record we did. It was me and Crystal Fame came through. Y'all was still over there on Beecher Road, I think.
Yeah, we had just kind of put everything together. Like the Champions, it came together in 2016, and then we kind of was like adding members and, you know, reshaping how it was going to come together. And then 2017 was kind of like, all right, let's start this work. And yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy after that.
That's what's up, man. So I mean, even before the Champions and you putting together kind of this collective, just take us back. Like, how did you even get started in producing in general? Like, how did you get to that?
I was a music dude. Like, I grew up a music dude, 5th grade, introduced to the band. And it was just something I was advanced in. Like, I played sports, was a captain, all the teams that I played, different stuff like that. But it was like music was the one that just came natural. Like 5th grade, I'm playing with the 7th and 8th grade band. By 6th grade, I was writing music. So it was just crazy. Like, I remember teaching my 6th grade band, our band members, we played Bone and Biggie. Like, I don't know how dated that's gonna make me sound.
Bone and Biggie.
It dropped.
You old as hell, but
for sure. For sure. Like, I had 6th grade, I just got a keyboard for Christmas, and I don't know how my ears was able to match up the stuff that I heard on the radio with the keyboard, and then I could take it and tell people in the class to play it. So I just seen that it was a gift early. My homeboys actually started rapping when I was in high school, and they had a group, and it was like, I couldn't rap and I wasn't making beats at the time, but I was good at like being organized. My grandma was like the executive secretary to Beecher Schools for so long. I would work with her for the summer, so I just knew how to get organized. So I kind of helped them as a manager, and then eventually I went to college. I was in a college band, came home, and one of my homeboys had loops on his computer. And he like, you write music for bands and shit? Can I cuss? I don't know if I can cuss on this.
Hey,
yeah. You want to say fuck shit, damn, whatever you want to say, go ahead.
Talk your shit.
But no, so he was like, you be writing music for the bands and shit, you should try these beats. And the first beat I made on that computer, it was computer speakers, nothing crazy. But I remember my homeboy being like blew back because on loops, I don't know if you like noticed, but on loops you can play notes with the actual typing keyboard. And I sat down, I played a chord. I played 3 notes. He was like, I done had that damn computer 10 years. I ain't never seen nobody play a chord till today. And it was like, immediately, I'm locked in from that point. So I might have been like 18, 19. And now, years later, I'm still in it. I've been a band director. Yeah, I done been a lot of different things musically. But beats is definitely something that I can see myself doing till my fingers don't work no more or something, you know?
I feel it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, what's you talked about putting this collective together with the champions. So what's next for y'all? What's some things that y'all are really excited for in the next, you know, coming months and years?
Right now we're working on like one of the first projects that we done worked on that's exclusively like champion beats, champion actual recording, engineering, mixing, promo rollout, content. So just kind of showing what we capable of doing. When it's in-house, this is the vision, and we're going to put all of our tools to use for one cause. But outside of that, like the champion is really just a collective of like individual entrepreneurs. I'm the older one out of the group, so I just try to follow the suit of like creating business owners.
Gotcha.
So whatever it is, educate yourself on it and then expand. So we went from just making beats and recording to we offer video. Right now we one of the content creators for Calm, which is one of the
that's dope.
the
Real
biggest
dope.
brands in the city, you know. So we just started to diversify, and now we in like 3 or 4 different lanes doing different things and just trying to expand that while creating our own brand with the artists that we starting to work with now.
Hey, so I'm interested. Talk a little bit about that Calm because I'm interested. So what exactly do you do as a content curator for them?
Okay, so what happens is basically is Rico. Rico is the photographer of the champions and the videographer, and he basically just did enough networking. Kiera actually came to a few of our early meetings that we had at the U of M where we were like trying to organize stuff and kind of bring things together. And she was one of the first sponsors she was actually the first sponsor for our first event. So we already had kind of built the connection. And I think she booked Rico to do something, like maybe do a photo shoot or something. And it went well. And then he just kind of continued to build our relationship. And now what he does is a lot of photo work. So pretty much most of the photos that you're going to see from Calm will be things that he shot. He does a lot of the video work. So there was like a behind the scenes that she just recently did. She went and got a filter with Calm all over and basically did a photo shoot afterwards. And you will see that clip put together where Rico rode with her for the day, filmed everything, and then basically put together a presentation to represent the brand. So
that's dope as hell. Shout out to Rico, man. I remember when he first started doing the videography and the photography. What was it? That wasn't even too long ago.
And he ain't even a year in. He a monster. He a monster.
Yeah, already beasting.
And it's crazy because just a story about him since we talking about him. Like Rico is I was the band director at my high school for like 4 years recently, like 2015, 2016, and Rico was in the band and played trombone.
Oh, okay. I think you told me this.
Yeah, so it was crazy. And then he actually made beats outside of that. And I remember one day I saw him with his book bag, and he had like a microphone. He had a setup, and what he would do is after school, they would go in the band room, and he would turn a table on another table and hang the mic and run sessions and generate income like that. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So when he graduated, me being a teacher and I had a studio, he had already found out like, oh, you make beats. I gotta learn. All right, man, you gotta show me something. And he kind of attached himself. So then we had built for a while. Then when he graduated, I told him I'm gonna give you a key to the studio. Talked to his parents, got everything situated, and then from there, every year I saw him grow in a different lane, some type of way. It ain't really nothing that I haven't seen this boy do yet. So
that's real dope.
Yeah,
real dope.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I love to see shit like that, man. And you work for the schools, right?
Yes.
For Beecher?
No, I'm at Linden Charter right now.
Oh, you at Linden Charter.
Yeah.
So what they got you doing over there? You music teacher?
Music teacher. I'm blessed. Everything I do right now is music based. So I wake up and go teach kindergarten through 8th grade on a regular basis, and we cover a lot of different things musically, instrumental music, history of music, general. We'll play musical chairs, kids like all types of stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I do that during the day. Then I go and I teach with Bangtown, which Bangtown is a non-profit organization based out of Flint. And we go into the schools with our studio equipment. So we send in experienced audio engineers and producers. And we go into the schools and allow for the kids to create their own beats, write their own lyrics, record themselves. They can do videos, so we kind of show them how to do all that. And I do that as an after school service, and I work with kids there too. So that's kind of the gist of what I'm doing in the schools, just using my gift of music to inspire and find ways to connect with the next generation, basically.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up. That's what's up. So we got more with D Golden because he's gonna be here, all show. Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this first break, and so we're gonna kick things off with the boy Veli Beretta, and it's the record Levels.
Let's get it.
Land is rolling up, I was fried 8 blunts ago. Know I be like, fuck it though. Only way is up, we go. I dropped my last shit 8 months ago. Got so much shit in my bag, it's finna bust belly. They hate when I'm gone. Time is of essence, what's taking so long? I holler perfection, no time for no resting. I be on the ground before breakfast, gelato for breakfast. Leftover Sagano for breakfast. Yo, on my line begging me to reply to her message. No, please say I'm the illest nigga out of my section. Hella niggas been trying to come around and invest like Veli might be a motherfucking problem, you guessed it. All truth, it ain't no goofy in my rounds. How the fuck he do this shit and do they need try? My nigga told me, Veli, you the roughest nigga doing it, you prove it every time. I said, you ain't never lied, nigga. I'm in this bitch on a whole nother level. Finna take shit to a whole nother level. I'm on my level, you not on my level. I've been on my level, get on my level. I'm in this bitch on a whole nother level. Finna take shit to a whole nother level. I'm on my level, you not on my level. I've been on my level, get on my level. Get off my dick, go get some paper. If I don't do shit else, I'm gon' get some paper. Drinking with the fam, nigga, that should be the best. I get it from my daddy, boy, I'm Travis in the flesh. I promise you I'm probably the realest in the world. I come from the grimiest cities in the world. My mind saying shit'll never change and you know it. But I ain't finna sit up and complain, bitch, I'm on it. Get this shit my each and everything, cause I want it. Pussy niggas shooting, but they ain't be the boldest. Nigga, you gon' wish you never played with my family. Pussy, all these bullets got your name written on them. Summer 18, boy, you know I'm about to spy. Always in a room full of owners talking cash. LeBron the game 3 against the Raptors at the crib. Boy, I'm harder than the game, winning floater off the glass. Nigga, I'm in this bitch on a whole nother level. Finna take shit to a whole nother level. I'm on my level, you not on my level. I've been on my level, get on my level. I'm in this bitch on a whole nother level. Finna take shit to a whole nother level. I'm on my level, not on my level. I've been on my level, get on my level. You know it's levels to this shit, right? Right. You niggas better get the shit right. Right. You know I'm on my belly in this bitch. Veteran state of mind, I elevated my grind. Then I went elevated some more, I'm straight out of Flint. I keep it on me for sure, it's one in the tip. Remember back when I only wanted to fuck bitches. Fast forward, I only wanna be rich. No one haters see me killing, it's depressing. No, I'm never flashing, handle business with discretion. I ain't got a short, bro, just know that shit around. Niggas know me from around, they know I don't fuck around. Newski on my nerves, he just called to get some game. I told him get the money, bro, just
Let me know when we live. All right, and we back. That was what record was that, Blake?
That's Jada
So
Ali.
yeah, the last one was Jada Ali, Miles Apart. Like I said, the first one was Levels by the boy Veli Beretta, and then the middle one was the boy Sway Montoya with Karma.
Gotcha. Yeah, them records was dope. That was actually the first time I heard. What was the girl name?
Jada Ali.
That was the first time I heard her. That shit was dope as fuck. But yeah, we was just talking about. We wanted to talk about how do you feel about the music scene in Flint? Because we created the reason we created Black Gold Records, and even this whole space right here with Black Gold Radio, was to give. We got tired of hearing about artists having to go to Cali or Atlanta to get on. So Black Gold Records was created to give artists around here a platform to get put on without having to leave. So what do you feel like the scene is missing in Flint?
At this point, I can't say it's a lot missing. It's just the work at this point. What I think people haven't realized, it just happened kind of like under the radar. But in 2017, when D Still did over 200 artist paperwork.
Yeah, shout out to D Still. I was just saying.
So what it was everybody was playing in the park games. You hoop your ass off, but you're playing at the park. And basically, D Still got everybody contracts. So now you can play professionally. And now that you're playing professionally, you can know that a person did 2 million streams on iTunes because they actually have the registered paperwork to do it now. I've been in this scene for over 10 years. I literally have begged people for years to get their ass capped. And simple things like it's less than $500 to register everything you need to for music.
Exactly.
And I saw people blow money on everything. But soon as you see, if you look at our music scene from 2017 and now, and if you look at it before then, you're going to see a drastic difference.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely. I will say when I first met y'all, before I met y'all, like I said, when I was doing the project with Bree, we was just writing. I mean, we two artists, and that's all we was thinking about was the art side.
Yeah.
When I first started doing music, I remember we ran into this guy. His name was Mr. Washington. He actually did I don't know if you might know him. He produced a lot. I know BT got to know him. He produced a lot of gospel records around here.
Okay.
He actually had his own gospel group around here called Rain back then. But he told us when I'm like 16 years old, and he was like, I want y'all to understand. He put out some royalty checks and put them on the table in front of us and was like, y'all got to understand, first thing first, before y'all go in here and record or do anything, it's called the music business because it's a business first before anything.
Right.
And I always had that mindset, but I never really put it to use until I met y'all. Like it was really when I came to Beecher Road and seen y'all niggas had a whiteboard with a whole ass fucking agenda on there.
I remember that shit. The first time I came in, I remember seeing that. Like, damn, these niggas got their shit together.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy as hell. I had never really been able to organize the business aspect of the music like that until I got with y'all and met D Still. Like I said, I heard about D Still through C Bree.
Right.
But then when we went to that basement that day and y'all had all them notes up, and then D Still was actually on a computer working on somebody's shit.
Right.
And I'm like, what she? I talked to her like, what you doing? She's like, yeah, I'm getting paperwork right and shit. And shout out to D Still, because D Still is another person that don't get their props around this motherfucker. D Still actually came to my crib before we dropped Paradise, sat down, and she stayed the night at my crib. Me and her was up to probably 3 o'clock in the morning, registering fucking music and getting my ass cap done and all of that. And she has literally done that for multiple fucking artists around here. And
Hundreds.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't even like you said. I met her the same way. She came with somebody. She was sitting in the corner doing like writing. I'm like, what the fuck is you writing? What is you writing now? She like artist needs. I'm like, let me see what you got over there. And it was all type of stuff. Makeup artist, tour manager. I'm like, oh, you got a different type of brain. Okay, bet. I had been doing ass caps for people in the city for a few years. I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't be me if I was the one to try to name drop those people, but I'll say some of your favorite people behind closed doors would know, like, hey, I need D Golden, can you help me set up this LLC?
Gotcha.
D Golden, can you help me set up this bank account? So I have been doing some of those things behind the scenes for a while, but I just felt like it was necessary for somebody that didn't make beats, didn't record. It was like I had too much on my plate to try to really dedicate myself to that. And I seen like, oh, she already's dedicated. Why not? What I do is I take a step back, even in my service providing. Yeah, I make money. I make $25 an hour, but I don't want to work with you no more if you don't got your paperwork.
Right.
Just that simple. So now it kind of pushed a lot of the clients to, you didn't have a choice to not get your paperwork done. No more.
Yeah,
you can't
for
book
real.
unless you got your paperwork together. And once you get it done once, it's done. So now you see 200 people who are all registered in music, and all of a sudden it's like, Flint has a music scene that's respected. I'm not gonna say it's just solely because of that, because it's still people like Rio and Mike and people like we might not work with them personally, and they
Right.
still are making a lot of noise that's beneficial for the city. But a lot of the artists in the city hold D still in a very positive light just because she's so helpful. Like you said. She don't just take your money and then go register your music, or take your money and say, all right, I'll send you your ASCAP. She'll sit down with you for 2 hours and explain, this is publishing. So what happens is you do this and this and this, and this is who you get paid from. This is DistroKid. This is this. And at least give you the introduction to words that you can be familiar with to go study after.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So that's obviously shout out to, you know, D Still.
Facts.
Fam. So obviously you guys talked a little bit about, you know, what y'all are you know, what's going on behind the scenes and you know what's going on with the music scene. So I guess what needs to happen, you know, next, you know, for Flint to kind of make that jump to be in the same league as, you know, some of the other bigger cities when it comes to music. 'Cause, you know, every day I listen to a new artist or I get put onto a new record and I'm like, yo, this is an industry record. So like, what needs to happen next so we can have, you know, the next, and maybe it's not even the next superstar, but just a league of talent where someone can point to our city and be like, wow, you know, they on.
One of the biggest things that I feel that we are missing now, and I guess that's kind of a contradiction now that I think about it, because it was I was more thinking talent wise and what we have, but it's just like a publicist or a publicist agency or a relationship with publicists consistently for all of the independent artists, not just select few. I'm not even gonna say that that's the case now, but just like we have, everybody knows that Flint has great videographers. It's like there's a few whose names stick out, and those videos help us to get more exposure. So just think if we had someone like a publicist agency from here that was well known and respected the same way too. So I think that's one of the biggest things that's missing, because the talent is there. It's always been there. Now you got the business that's involved as well. So it's just about getting the word out about the type of talent that we have, you know? So that's my thoughts, but I'm just me.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess I was having this conversation with my dad the other day. I think another thing that artists don't understand, and this comes from an artist's perspective, is budget. We really don't put our budget where it need to go. I feel like my motto now, like, you know, like I said, when I met y'all, I had no real business mind to any of this. But now the way I look at it is, you know, every song has to be treated like a movie. You know, like when a movie is coming out, a movie is planned a year, 2 years ahead of time. You know, they got the whole media thing, the marketing is planned out. They got a budget for all of that. They know exactly how much money going into every aspect of the shit. And I think every song, and really every project, everything you do has to be planned out in that manner, and get a budget, understand where that budget needs to go. And don't be scared to pay motherfuckers to do their job. You know what I'm saying? Like people, that's another thing, you know, I feel like everybody always wants some shit for free. And this shit is not free. You know, people think that they just gonna get on by chance. This is not the fucking 60s where A&Rs is coming to sit at talent shows at high schools no more. Like, your shit gotta be crisp. You know what I'm saying? You competing in a big ass world now.
Yeah, like I was just, I mean, I brought this up before the show started. I mean, I was watching a video where A&R was talking about just finding talent, and he said, you know, every day I go through 500 bands. And he was like a rock A&R, so I'm sure with rap it's more. He's like, you know, every day I go through 500 bands. That, you know, that's times 7. That's 3,500 bands a week. Times 4. That's over 12,000 bands I'm looking at a month. So I can find 5 that are good. So the sea is so big.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like you said, like you said, even with the budget, it's like understanding. Like for one, like I'm the type. I charge what I charge for my services. And sometimes you'll get that person that come in like, man, you got to show me some love. And I have to tell them, like, the love I'm finna show you is finna happen after you pay the fee.
Exactly.
Soon as you pay the fee, I'm finna go crazy on whatever you pull out.
For real.
Like, if this is a rap record, R&B, whatever it is, I'm going to give you the best version of myself. Or I don't want to work with you, and that ain't budget based. But what people got to understand is, even if you don't want to spend money, then you're going to have to be willing to sign a contract where whatever investment is put into you, it has to be collected before you see profits from your project. So if I put $5,000 into your project and you drop it, promote it for 2 months, and then go back in the studio,
Yeah.
you in the red with me.
Yeah, you in the hole.
360
For real.
You in the red.
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody really takes that into account. Nobody takes the business into account. I feel like one of the biggest things that I see around here is people still chasing deals, and you chasing a deal with no leverage.
No.
Your fan base, you hoping that the deal will get you exposure or get you what you don't have, but all the deal does is get somebody hand in your pocket. You might get the resources that they have at their disposal, or they might sign you and shelf you. And now you can't just go do music. So I tell people, operate as an independent business for as long as you can. Not an independent artist, but an independent business for as long as you can. And then when you get ready to go sit down and sign a deal with somebody, it's like going to get a car. If I want a Benz and y'all can't give me this Benz at a rate that I like, and you want to give me, this Traverse for a reasonable rate, like, it don't make sense. I'm not getting what I want, so it ain't no deal.
Right.
We don't be having that. We be having situations where it's like, it's a deal on the floor. It's up from here. Like, look at the details. The details. It's a horrible split. It's an 80-20.
That be the business, man. Pokeball done taught me so. The restaurant aspect of this shit taught me so much about the music scene in general. Because business is business. Whether you selling crack, or you selling music, or you selling Pokeballs, whatever it is you selling is business. It's all done the same way. So, this shit done taught me a lot. I think one of the main things it taught me is you really got to have your shit in order, your business. You can't be scared to pay a motherfucker when they need to get paid. Like you said, niggas talking about show me some love. You can't go to Walmart cashiers and say, hey, show me some love.
Right.
Them niggas, what they gonna do? They ain't letting your ass walk out the store. They calling motherfucking the security on your ass. So, it's really just about, see, me, like, one thing I really pride myself in is respecting people's crafts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know if I'm good at, making music, I want to get paid for doing it. Or if, like, I make a Pokeball, people really love them motherfuckers. So we was like, let's get paid for doing it. So if I come to you and come to your studio, like, I'm not trying to half-ass nothing and man, let me, nah, man, like, I'm paying you. And I'm all about everybody getting paid on the back end, too.
It's big, man. Like you say, business is business, product is product. And I think one of the biggest things that people got to understand, I had to learn it later, is in this business, in general, you got to just cross over from being an employee. Yeah. You either an employee or you're an owner, and being an owner ain't even about the money you make. No. It's about the money you can keep through tax write-offs. So
bro,
now,
you put me on tax write-offs, bro.
Yeah, I mean, now,
that's crazy.
If I'm an artist and I go to the studio and I pay for $1,000 worth of studio time and I don't make $1 back, I could tell the IRS that was $1,000 loss. So now if I'm generating money outside of that, instead of them looking at my income for the year as $20,000, which is what I made, and taxing me on $20,000, they'll look at it like, oh, you made $20,000 over here, but you spent $1,000, so you really only made $19,000, and that's better for you in the tax bracket. So it's so many different, or it's better for you when it comes around tax time. It gets you in a position to either get a larger return or have less to pay out. Exactly. And that's things that we don't see, but it's education that we need, and it doesn't just apply to music. Anything, like, I don't care if you don't do nothing.
Real.
Get you a EIN, get employee identification number, know what that is. Get one. There's so many. I can write off my cable bill. I can write off gas mileage. I can drop an engine in my car and write it off. So it's just different things that you want to take advantage of from being an owner instead of an employee. But
and we not taught that shit.
Yeah, we not at all. So that's why it's big for stuff like this. That's why it's big to even have these conversations, and it's big to have, like, be a resource. Like I tell people, I'm not the person who knows everything. I just do a lot of research, and when I know it, I'm not gonna hold it to myself, because I probably learned. BT teach me something, what I look like, not teaching it to somebody else.
That's real.
He ain't charged me, so why I'm gonna charge the next person? Like, so it's just all about understanding what it means to share information instead of me trying to shit on the next employee, which works better in the grand scheme of 99% of the wealth being owned by 1% and the rest being shared by the other 99, puts you in a position to kind of outweigh that and put people in a position where everybody owns something in comparison to that, you know. So
that's what's up.
That's real.
So for the last part of this segment, I just want to know, obviously we talked about behind the scenes work, you know, what needs to be done still. So who are some artists that, you know, you are excited about in this area?
Me personally, I'm first artist I'm gonna say is the artist we working with, and it's a young lady.
Shout
named
them out.
Talia Amale, and actually she's a 19-year-old Flint native. She's a singer, songwriter, and a model.
Shout out to my cousin.
And that's dope because at the end of the day, it was like I met her at like 15 or 16. We did our first song around in like 2017, and it's crazy because she wasn't really like, she wanted to do music, but she wasn't really like real avid about it. I can remember it being a talent show at Carmen, and I'm like, you should do it. She's like, I don't really want to do it. It's favoritism, and people be doing weird stuff like school stuff is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, you got to do it. It's your senior year, and she ended up coming in like second or third with an original record. You know?
Oh, that's dope.
So everything else was like first place for a cover, original record. You know, so it was like, it was a good thing to see that could develop and go that way. And now we got a project that's going to come out this summer, so I'm excited about that. Outside of that, of course, is people like Brila Renee that I'm excited about. I'm always going to say I'm excited about people like YNJ, YSR Grams, and other people in those age ranges or in that area, because these are people who I actually was these people like music teacher. And listen to them as they said what I want to do music, or I ain't even into the music, I just help my other people do music, and you still see that energy in them as they're growing as artists and being more successful. So I mean, I could keep going, but definitely those people, and some, I say I got personal connections with those people. Of course we excited about Rio, of course we excited about Mike and the people who we see making major headway, Connor, Ace, Sway, you know, I could keep. I tell people, I'm sorry, man. I feel like Flint got at least 40 artists that could have a #1 single or a hit single. It's a lot of music out here that I like from other artists that I don't know, that I feel like Flint artists have a comparable record. You know,
I agree 100%. And you know, before we get into these next records, man, like I said, I just want to show you your love. I feel like I'm Nori on the Drink Champs and shit now, but you know, I feel like you niggas really don't give you your credit. Like you just said, you how you discovered Talia. How you just and you gave her the confidence, like, you know, go ahead and get up there on that stage and do what you got to do. And you know, I salute you for that, man. You always showing love to the kids, man, and it's a good look. It's a good look, and niggas got to show some respect around this.
I mean, I appreciate it, and the crazy thing, man, is I really never feel like undervalued or unappreciated, and since I'm not really a real public guy myself, it's like if everybody was talking about me like D Golden, I'd probably get uncomfortable, bro. Like,
I feel it. But I feel it.
But I mean, like I say, I got
you humble as fuck.
I got into the work that I'm in because I can write, I can do other things, but I like being able to be behind the scenes. So it's cool for me. It's like I go in rooms and they be like, "Oh, you D Golden? I heard your name before."
Yeah.
Oh, you D Golden?
I never saw him. You can't be D Golden. They like described you as something completely different. Like you in here chilling like
man. When I first met you, I'm telling you, after Chloe had told me about you, I'm like, wait, I see you with the glasses sitting there on the computer. I'm like, wait, this the dude that had this motherfucker?
Man.
Like that shit crazy. But I heard you say before that, you know, I think you said on social media about being a fly on the wall with BT, and bro, I'm the same. When I'm in the room with you, I'm that way with you.
Man,
you done gave me so much advice. Like I said, you put me on the tax write-offs, and that was before the Pokeball. That was like, I think we was just talking outside on Beecher Road. We didn't even think about the Pokeball at the time. And you was telling me about how to get an LLC and do tax write-offs and all that shit. So that shit crazy. Just got to give your props. That's all.
I appreciate it, and I gotta make sure I congratulate you on everything y'all doing with the Pokeball too. Just in general, like as a person in the community, to see two young black brothers go through competitions, the diligence that it takes to be able to put together presentations and go in these places and introduce yourself, and then bring something here that's not here. You know what I'm saying? It's like me sitting on the outside looking in. I'm rooting. I'm telling people like, y'all ain't heard about it. Like, I work with the artists that do it, but outside of that, it's another business coming to this area that can represent what can happen when you kind of not scared to chase something different. You know,
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
like for me to meet you as a rapper, and you got a restaurant, it's like
Shit
talk about
crazy.
changing lanes, fam.
For real, bro. That shit
Man.
crazy as hell.
So definitely congratulations, man.
I definitely appreciate the love, my brother.
All right, so we're gonna go and get into the next break. So this first record we got is called "Coming Over," and it's by the boy Rashad Reed and Brila.
I know I'm mispronounce her name all the time, but it's Brila, yeah.
Brila Renee. So let's check it out.
What's your round call?
So
so sweet that I can eat on it. Ooh, baby, I cannot resist. Oh, show me that you into me. I need all that energy. Take it up and let me see. You can throw it back on me, back on me. Look. Girl, take them panties off in my backseat. Pillow talking that taxi. When I hit it, I'm skirting off. Them feelings ain't gon' catch me. Hit me up when you riding by. Say you love me, I'm hanging up. Tell me you was just saying hi, but I ain't into no making love. It's moving, just keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving, baby. Just keep it. About a week ago, it was all good. At the door with no panties on. Neck kisses to the bedroom. No, we ain't turning no music on. Don't wait on me, I ain't saying much. All this liquor in my liver now. Love is wild, now I hate it such. That kitty making me quiver now. This champion don't back down. Freak is in your background. Thick as hell, girl, back it up. It's time to put my Mac down. Them leggings off in that Cadillac. Front seat with your heels on. That kitty killer, girl, matter of fact. You stepped into my kill zone. Your skin soft and your guts deep. You say you love me, that cuts deep. No feelings, girl, you must be crazy if you trust me. Cause I ain't been in love in a long time. Girl, you fell in love with the wrong kind. My suggestion is you should let it go. And if you can't, girl, let me know. Cause I can always get another chick. Freaky girls do the same shit. And I ain't got no feelings, baby. Girl, that's a fact. And if your ass ain't with it, then you better get some back and keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving, baby. Just keep it, love.
And you can miss me with that bullshit they call love. How about your feelings, baby? No, I ain't the one. Don't get it twisted, nah, this was just for fun. And I don't wanna make love to you, I just wanna fuck. Keep it moving. No games being played, this heart is bruising. You in the wrong lane, swerve, keep on cruising. And I'm a freak, I know you like that shit. Only thing I want you to do is to come over, pipe me with that long
Girl,
dick.
take them panties off in my backseat. Pillow talking that taxi. When I hit it, I'm skirting off. Them feelings ain't gon' catch me. Hit me up when you riding by. Say you love me, I'm hanging up. Tell me you was just saying hi, but I ain't into no making love. It's moving, just keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving. Moving, just keep it moving, baby. Just keep it, love. Yeah, that's my shit.
And we are back. So just to kind of recap them songs, if I can remember off the top of my head, the first one was called Coming Over with Rashad Breed and Brila. I'm gonna say it till I get it right. Brila Renee. The second one was Bay Cypher with IB Mixon. I think that's how you say it.
It's Zeke. Zeke Isaiah Brown from Flint was the producer and engineer, and it featured Brila Renee, Shamar Brown, Chelsea Blair, Farillo Starr, and Rashad Reed. So it was a superstar lineup. Crazy.
And then the last one was Black Gold's, Black Gold's Truly, SOP, and Crystal Fame with Keep It Moving.
Good fight.
So we're back, and we're gonna go into the last topic of the day. I finally feel like I'm getting my wings back for this episode.
This nigga
But man, so we're just gonna talk about Juneteenth, man. So I mean, obviously everybody knows what Juneteenth is. You know, celebrations, freedom of the slaves. So, but you know, since you know what the 80s or 70s, I don't even know, probably longer than that, it's been something we celebrated as a holiday. Recently, they made it into a national holiday.
Is it a national holiday?
Something like that, or companies are making it a holiday. I think it's Trump might have made it a national holiday. He said he made it popular or some shit.
His ass ain't.
Yeah. So anyway, so what y'all do for Juneteenth? How y'all celebrate?
I actually got an opportunity to go downtown to the celebration that they had. It was put on by Key Rail C in collaboration with a few other organizations. It was performances by a few artists. I remember Fortunate being one of the performers. Sway Montoya performed and John Connor performed while I was there. And for me, it was just a good look. You know, the city kind of all been separated and everybody been, you know, social distancing, and even out there, you know, people were able to maintain their distance at points, but it just was a good opportunity for everybody to come out and kind of just celebrate. So it was pretty cool. Got to take some pictures and stuff, man. So, you know, if I'm out or you see me out somewhere, you see the camera, man, I'm always a random freelance photographer if you need one, you know.
Hey. Yeah, I remember when we had the event downtown. What was that? Buckham Alley Fest. You was with a camera down there.
Oh yeah.
Myself, I just kicked it, man. Me and the kids shot some fireworks with one of my homegirls. What else did we do? Like a barbecue. That was pretty much it. I didn't go to the thing. Jerron was on his live or something. I seen you from his live. Y'all was watching John Connor perform, and I seen you with the camera on the other side of Jerron live or some shit. But yeah, man, Juneteenth was cool.
Yeah, I mean, same. I just kind of kicked it. You know, I got together with a couple, you know, professional black people and just kind of celebrated. So I didn't do too much, just chill. But it was dope to celebrate. You know, be in the midst of you know, people that, you know, look like you and we're celebrating the same thing at the same time. So it was cool. So I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap everything up. Do you guys got anything else y'all want to shout out? Social medias?
Definitely follow us, Lost Champions. Damn near everything. If it's not Lost Champions, then it's Lost Champs. By the time you get to that C, we should be popping up. It ain't too many labels or entities called the Lost Champions.
Yeah,
so
it really ain't.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you want to follow me, I'm D Golden on Facebook, D Golden 810 on Instagram. And you can follow our artist, Talia Amale, on everything.
Shout out,
man. I'm looking forward to that project. Oh man, I really am. I keep seeing you talk about it. I'm like, man, I want to hear a record leak something. Shit.
Man, look, and I tell people I'm so proud, and it just so happened to be at this point. I don't know what I did to my phone. I think I dropped it in too much water. But when I go live, you can't really hear the music right now. So I tried to leak something like twice, but you know, God intervened. Like, nope. I just gonna have to smack them with everything out the blue. So with that, we do have a pre-listening party that's going on this weekend. It's on Saturday, so it's gonna be a listening party via Zoom, so we can, you know, respect social distancing.
Better know.
So we're gonna do two different versions. It's gonna be one at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and it's gonna be one at 8 p.m. on Saturday. And we're just looking for people to be able to give an honest, some honest feedback and get some ideas about how we want to move forward and introducing her to the world. You know.
Yeah, I definitely love to be a part of that, man.
Definitely, I'll send you the link.
That's what's up. Yeah. So shout out to her. Shout out to Cuz Talia.
Is that your cousin?
That's my real cousin.
Is it? I did not know that. That's crazy.
I'm gonna see her on 4th of July over her grandma, her great grandma, my great aunt's house. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But yes, that's what's up. So shout out to social medias. Like I said, mine you can follow me Blizzy_Rogers on Twitter, Blake_Alexander on the IG.
And like I always say, do not follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Actually, follow the Pokeball. I don't know why I never say this. Follow the Pokeball. On Facebook, it's the Pokeball Flint. And the same thing on... Is it Jerron in the room right now? Which one is it? On Instagram. I get them backwards.
Yeah, it's the Pokeball Flint.
That's Instagram?
Yeah. Instagram.
And then what's Facebook?
The same.
Oh, okay. So the Pokeball Flint. Follow on both.
And so we're going to go ahead and get to these last songs. Since we're not coming back, I'm going to shout them out now. The last song we're going to get into is obviously SOP and Crystal Fame Juice. The second to last song is Wave by the boy Kurt Green. Shout out to Kurt Green, GB. And then the first song we're coming into is, I can't say this name, so you're going to have to shout it out for me.
Where is it at, bro? The Coochie Scout? The Coochie Scout by who?
Looks like the boy YNJ.
Hey.
Let's get it.
Lucas.
Look, face down, baby, back up. This is shit that had you running for your backup. Role playing, girl, I love it when you act up. Make a man say you wanna pick the Mac up. You a witch, girl, I know you put a spell on me. Neighbors see us and I know they wanna tell on me. Paranoid, we might have to hit the hotel. And you know I love to cook, I made you rotel. So just let me dip in your soul. It's hot in that kitty, you know that I'm cold. We only live once, girl, tomorrow we owe. So tell me you nasty, you know that I'm so come a little closer, let me tell you what I do. Cause I'm Tupac and baby girl, you got the juice. Who's gonna love you like I do?
Nobody, nobody.
And who's gonna do it to you like I do?
Nobody, nobody. And who's gonna love you like I do?
Nobody, nobody.
And who's gonna do it to you like I do?
Nobody, nobody.
Face down and his ass up. Make it pound to do it harder till you back up. Got me screaming, doing it again like you messed up. But don't stop, fuck this bed up. Up the sheets, rolling nasty on me. You know you wanna make it well like it's a dream. Got the you up text, yeah, he know he up next. Can't nobody do it like me. He said what's up next, I said we just sex. Told you what the shit was gonna be. I know it's hard to stay